we have traveled 40 years for the time we usually see our dinosaur characters in our episodes. And this here is how the River Valley once looked like 40 years ago. That we see in 40 years ago, there was more forests than usual. And this time, many dinosaurs that we usually see in open areas have adapted a different lifestyle to live in a more foresty environment to hide from predators. These forests are filled with various kinds of vegetation, like cycads and huge ferns, filling the landscape. This was the time when sauropods were among the most successful groups of animals of the whole island. Thanks to their long necks, they can reach different kinds of edible plants which other animals can't. Today's character is a little baby male Apatosaurus that hatched just a week ago. Since his first 7 days, he was hiding from different kinds of predators under the thick undergrowth. His life always depends on the plants that helps him not only hide, but also feeding him. Even when many baby sauropods are very stealthy, not all of them are very lucky. Like this unfortunate baby sauropod that became the victims of the raptor. Even though he can hide his whole life under the thick undergrowth while eating, an animal's diet is not finished without any water. So he needs to go back to the great river to drink. So a little sauropod is making its way back to the river. Our sauropod has almost made it. The river is not far away now. Now he only needs to go carefully down to the river. The sauropod can finally go and drink. The river is not always a safe place for many little herbivores, because in many places he is overexposed out of the forest from many predators. Like this oversized crocodile-like reptile that is just a few meters away from him. This creature is the ruler of these rivers, a young Dinosuchus. He maybe looks like a crocodile or an alligator, but actually is a far more distant relative of these modern groups of reptiles. For the little sauropod, he has finally finished himself drinking, and he can finally go back to the forest again. Our sauropodlet is eating and hiding as usual. And looks like another dinosaur is coming to feed himself too. It's a little baby male Brachiosaurus. Even though the Brachiosaurus is taller than the Apatosaurus is a few days older. But looks like some predators are nearby. Sauropodlets have spotted him immediately and are gone for hiding now. Brachiosaurus has hidden itself a few meters away from the Apatosaurus. The Apatosaurus goes a few inches back for hiding. But that was a big mistake, because that made the raptor notice him. The raptor has lost him. Our sauropodlet is running towards the twisted sticks and roots. Dead plants and twisted vines are acting as a barrier for the predator. But it won't hold for long. looks like something else caught his attention. It's the Brachiosaurus that risks his life to save the little Apatosaurus. Sauropod is hiding under the thick carpet of leaves. The Brachiosaurus has made it out safely. The Apatosaurus is safe. But if it wasn't for the Brachiosaurus, the little young Apatosaurus would become the victim of the claws of the raptor. And so, the raptor gives up its search. And after that day, since over 1 week since its hatch day, both of these sauropods became best friends for the many years that will come before them. It's been 10 years since the day our sauropods have hatched. And now, two our little sauropods have become the most biggest creatures on the island. The Brachiosaurus became so big that he doesn't need to fear or worry about other big predators anymore. For the little Apatosaurus, he also got a little bit bigger, but he still is a bit smaller than the Brachiosaurus, so he needs to still be careful by big predators. For the Brachiosaurus, he is enjoying his food in the jungle from big trees. For the Apatosaurus, he needs to go back to the river to drink. By the river are some other sauropods as well. Like this pair of female and male Diplodocuses. But the two Diplodocuses are not the only ones around here. There's also a young female Apatosaurus too. Both of them have already beginning to like each other. The sauropods and some other herbivores are not the only ones around here in this river. There are also predators. Like this young little Spinosaurus that has gone to the river to go fishing. The Spinosaurus still needs to be careful though from the Deinosuchus, which is actually the true ruler of these rivers. But one day, this Spinosaurus will grow to a huge predator of the length of 17 meters long, bigger than a T-Rex, but still no threat for the sauropods. What this predator is. This predator is an adult Allosaurus. that is specialized for hunting sauropods. Predator is closing in. The sauropods have spotted him immediately and are running to the river. The Apatosaurus has to be hurried now. Allosaurus are way more quicker than sauropods. Just in time. The Allosaurus cannot go over the water. He knows the Deinosuchus is still here around. The sauropods have almost made it over the river. The Deinosuchus has got one. The Diplodocus had lost to the Deinosuchus. For the Allosaurus, it's his opportunity to swim over the river. For the little sauropods, there's still time left to escape. For the Allosaurus, he has finally made it over. The sauropods are running towards the herd of Stegosauruses. The Allosaurus tries to go through. But it's too much of a risk to fight 3 Stegosauruses. And so, the Allosaurus leaves. The sauropods are finally safe. But like with the Brachiosaurus, Apatosaurus has finally found a new friend for many years to come.